Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we're going to take a look at the event-exclusive miniatures for this year. Apologies for both the lack of camera and for the voice. The reason you can't see me is because I look like I was reanimated about 100 years ago and may crumble back into dust at any moment, and the voice pretty much matches the appearance, so it's fine. It doesn't hurt or anything, it just sounds dreadful, and now you get to suffer as well, because I like to share the love. Share the plague, if you will. Not that plague, it's not the Rona. Anyway, let's have a look at some event-exclusive miniatures. I both do and don't like these because, generally speaking, they look good. Generally speaking, the event exclusives actually look quite nice, but of course the downside is that they are event exclusives, which means that the vast majority of people are not going to be able to get hold of them unless they reach out to someone who does go to an event and have them buy it for them and then ship it to them, and etc, etc. It can be a bit of a scalper's dream, this, which is not the best, but I will say, this time round, the Primaris one, I do like. So it's a Primaris company champion, and they've ticked all the boxes for me. I like a Space Marine with some robes, with some decoration. I also like, having older helmets on Primaris bodies. I feel it lends an air of age and inherited armour and things being passed down from one generation of warrior to the next and so on and so forth. I just really like that aesthetic in general. So they've scored a blinder with this one because they've done all the things I like. They've got the Blade Guard trappings, which is really nice, and they've got an older style helmet, complete with the laurel wreath, which I really like. So there's nothing really for me to complain about here. I mean, it's a Primaris Space Marine, it's a Blade Guard looking Space Marine, and those are the ones I like the most. So it'd be weird for me to dislike this, and I don't. However, he is standing on a tactical rock. Please. I mean, could we not have had like a bit of girder or something? Something not rock-based would be fine. I'd take something that's not rock-based but is still scenery. Get a bit of nature in there. Why not have a fallen tree branch or something? Or like half an orc's head. Something like that. Well, maybe not. That's specific and I always complain about that. But just something that's not that. You know? So this guy has got an entirely new datasheet for use in Legends games. So he's got a new datasheet, and the datasheet is immediately relegated to Legends. Yeah, but overall, this looks fine. This looks decent. It's a Space Marine with a power sword. You can't really go wrong. So yeah, all good. The exciting one, though, is actually this guy. So Mugrug the Watcher. Great name. Mugrug, did I say? Mugrug. That Mugrug just sounds weird. This one, Call of Shame, believes he's found a new way of observing the battlefield using a special seeing eye rock, but it's really nothing more than a neat hat. I wouldn't even say that looks like a hat. That just looks like he's got an eyeball on his head. Surely for a hat you need a little bit of can you not have the flaps coming down either side? Well, I guess he's got some sort of hood, hasn't he? This guy is creepy as anything. He looks really, really weird, and as such, I quite like him. The talons there look very similar to the ones on the Terror guys, like Zombie Dragon. I'm assuming that that's what they are, in which case, that's awesome. I have, 3 of those, so they stand out as looking pretty similar to that. I do like these Swamp Caller Shamans, because they've all got this weird, hunched appearance from having, armour or, carapace, or just a big skull, in the case of one of them, covering the back, with all the robes hanging down as well. I don't know, there's just something very creepy, otherworldly, and kind of nightmarish about them, which, it ticks the boxes for me. The blindfold he's wearing does look pretty hardcore. I mean, I don't know whether that staple goes through his skin as well. He's an Orruk, so there's a good chance that, it's stapled directly to his face. In which case, 10 out of 10 for committing to the bit. I mean, he looks good. He looks decent. A few nice totems and stuff hanging down. You got a bird skull there, so I don't know whether that's like beads or just rocks wrapped around the fist. The big manacle around one wrist is quite cool. Yeah, overall this is a solid lad. This is a solid lad. So apparently wearing a blindfold won't keep... I'm not reading that out loud. Won't keep this mage from getting stuck... I can't pronounce that. Stuck in with a bog bark staff. And he's bringing up a bevy of elixirs to empower the venom-tipped weapons of his fellow cruel boys. So he isn't accompanied by a potgrot, which is a shame because the potgrot's amazing. But he does have his own backup stabber. So he's got a stabber. Alright, fine. Yeah, look at the back. Look at the back of that. Looks almost like... It's got the barnacles and whatever on the back. Looks kind of crustacean-esque. Yeah, I like this guy. This guy's solid. Of the two, I think I prefer this lad. Then again, so as they say, be able to require the Warhammer events throughout 2022, with the plug for Adepticon, of course. As always, these are decent looking models. They usually are. It's just a shame that they're so difficult to get hold of, and the trend so far feels like it's... I tend to prefer the AOS ones just because they seem a little bit more adventurous as a whole than the Space Marine ones, because they're usually Space Marine ones, and there's only so adventurous that you can go with those. However, I do think they're definitely leaning towards, like, really pulling on the nostalgia strings with adding in those older elements of the Primaris Marines now. But yeah, this lad, absolutely solid. The Primaris Marine's fine, but this guy's great. Also, the way they've painted the red around that eye is quite disturbing. Nicely done. So there you go, those are the 2 event-exclusive miniatures for this year, and with any luck, next time you hear me, I won't sound like this, because this is dreadful, I'm sure you can all agree. Thank you very much for watching. Full marks if you managed to stick all the way through this raspy nonsense. Let me know what you think of these guys in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link for Element Games in the description if you are in the UK and Europe, and Noble Knight Games if you are in the US. You can use those if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.